woods can be a dangerous place. Wild animals, treacherous terrain, unpredictable weather. But that day, something felt off. The forest was unnaturally quiet, as if holding its breath. As I tracked a deer, lost in the peaceful rhythm of the hunt, the hairs on my neck stood up. I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. It was strange to feel so on edge in a place that usually calmed me. Little did I know, I was about to learn that sometimes the real predators in those woods walk on two legs, and when I stumbled upon them, my whole world turned upside down. One moment, I was focused on my prey. The next, I was staring down a gun barrel, held by a stranger with cold, merciless eyes. The fight that followed? It's a story that'll leave you breathless, wondering how anyone could survive such a terrifying ordeal. I remember waking up that morning, feeling pumped for my hunting trip. The air was crisp, and the woods were calling my name. But something felt off as soon as I stepped outside. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but there was this weird vibe in the air. I went through my usual routine, double-checking my gear, making sure I had everything I needed. My trusty rifle was clean and ready to go. I had packed enough supplies to last the day. As I drove to my favorite hunting spot, I couldn't shake this nagging feeling in the pit of my stomach. When I finally got to the trailhead, I took a deep breath and tried to focus on the hunt ahead. The smell of pine filled my nostrils as I started making my way into the woods. The crunch of leaves under my boots was oddly satisfying, but I noticed something strange. It was the only sound I could hear. Usually the forest is alive with chirping birds and rustling critters, but that day, it was dead silent. I tried to brush it off, telling myself it was just my imagination playing tricks on me. But as I ventured deeper into the woods, I couldn't help but notice the lack of animal tracks. It was like all the wildlife had suddenly vanished. Despite the weirdness, I still felt that familiar rush of excitement that comes with hunting. There's something about being out in nature, relying on your instincts and skills to outsmart your prey. It's a challenge that never gets old. Normally, the peacefulness of the woods helps me forget all the stress back in the real world. But that day, the silence was starting to get to me. I found myself jumping at every little noise, my heart racing each time a twig snapped under my feet. I tried to focus on why I loved hunting so much, the thrill of the chase, the satisfaction of a clean shot. But my mind kept wandering to all the horror stories I'd heard about things going wrong in the wilderness. As I crept through a particularly dense part of the forest, I heard something that made me freeze, a faint sound, like someone talking in the distance. I held my breath, straining my ears. There it was again, definitely voices, and they were getting closer. My first thought was that it might be other hunters, but something about the way they were moving seemed off. They weren't being careful or quiet. I crouched behind a fallen tree, peering through the branches for a better look. That's when I saw them, two men walking through a clearing about 100 yards away. They definitely weren't hunters. Their clothes were wrong. They weren't carrying gear. One held a duffel bag. Both looked nervous, jumping at shadows. My heart pounded so hard I was sure they'd hear it. I knew I should have turned back, but curiosity got the better of me. Who were these guys? And what were they doing out here, in the middle of nowhere? As I inched closer, my heart felt like it was trying to escape my chest. I kept telling myself they were lost hikers, but my gut screamed danger. Their rough appearance, their tense postures, everything about them set off alarms. Still, I lifted my hand in a friendly wave. "Hey there, fellas. Beautiful day for a hike, huh?" The moment they turned toward me, I knew I'd made a huge mistake. Their eyes were cold, hard, calculating. The taller guy's hand twitched toward his hip, and I saw the metallic glint. A gun. "What are you doing out here?" the shorter one barked. My mouth went dry. "Just doing some hunting." "Hunting? Where's your rifle?" "Crap. I'd left it against a tree behind me." "It's just over there," I said. They exchanged a look that made my stomach twist. "You see anyone else out here today?" "Just you two." "You sure about that?" I raised my hands. "Hey, I'm just enjoying nature. No trouble." For a moment, their shoulders dropped. Then the taller one reached into his jacket, and time slowed. He pulled out a pistol and pointed at my chest. "I think you've seen too much." My stomach dropped, and everything exploded at once. The forest erupted with gunfire. The sound was so loud it rattled my bones. I dove behind a tree as splinters blasted into my face. Bullets tore through the air, slamming into trunks around me. Every shot echoed in my skull. My mind raced. I should have trusted that feeling. I should have turned back. I forced myself to breathe, to think. My rifle. I needed my rifle. I crawled through dirt and leaves as bullets cracked overhead. Every inch felt like a mile. My fingers finally hit the wood of the rifle stock. Relief surged through me. I ducked behind another tree, hands shaking, and fired. The gunfire paused. For a moment, hope crept in. Then it came back even harder. A burning pain ripped through my arm. I had been hit. I clenched my teeth, holding pressure on the wound, my mind screaming. I needed a way out. Any way out. I spotted the ravine about 50 yards away. My only chance. I ran. Gunfire erupted again. Branches slapped my face. My lungs burned. My foot caught a root. I crashed to the ground. Pain shot through my body, but adrenaline pushed me up. I slid down the ravine, vines tearing at my clothes. Cold water splashed around my feet as I ran through the creek. The shouting behind me faded. I didn't stop. I couldn't. The trees thinned. The sky opened. A road. Headlights. I stumbled into the middle of the pavement, waving desperately. The car screeched to a halt. "Please, help! Men with guns! In the woods!" The couple inside pulled me in and sped off. For the first time, I thought I might survive. The police showed up fast, but those men, gone. They found a hidden drug operation nearby. A whole setup, and I had walked right into it. I still hunt, but now I bring a satellite phone. I tell people where I'm going. I trust my instincts. I don't ignore silence anymore. The wilderness is beautiful, but beauty doesn't mean safe. I learned that the hard way. If you're still here, tell me what you think in the comments and hit like and subscribe for more terrifying stories.